We cannot continue operating like this. We have been too patient about the way we are relating with you as a ministry. Honorable Minister, Senator, distinguished Senator, I want to tell you on record that as Chairman House Committee on Oversight, I am seeing you only once in a year. And that's not how to collaborate and work together. You are making our work quite a difficult process. Very difficult process. You guys, you can always say that you are friends of the institution. Agreed. But do you actually act like friends of this institution? We have to tell ourselves the truth. Members are holding us responsible, morally and statutorily. And we are only being held responsible for what we don't know. For God's sake. I want to advise that if you are not ready for this exercise, fine, we schedule this meeting. It doesn't matter if you like to come back on Monday, if you like to come back on Monday, to do our job with slow down.
Let's call it a day.
That's my take.
The chairman and co-chairman, the deputy, Senator Powell, chairman. Now, please, do you mind if I speak, please? I invited guests. Dear honorables, please, let's have one house. Minister of State. Just circulate so we can get on with it.
Why should you even circulate it?
Let's get on with it.
How will we continue? We don't have copies, Mr. Chairman. And are we even supposed to have the copies here? Is that right? We're supposed to have the copies.
Can we respect this? Yes! That's the schedule.
Sorry.
Motion for that.
And that they are bringing them. So please, first of all, let me apologize. today. Say for 2015 and 2019 when I was doing this, I was in agriculture. This is where I come from. I will never do anything, you know, to, you know, deliberately disrespect the institution. So I want to specifically apologize to all of you, and in particular to the chairman of State House of Reps, who is my friend, that I'm very sorry, you know, for whatever, you know, this or that day. But having said that, if you could allow us a few minutes, they are no money, but at least we document the press the person that will bring it from and it's not to make I'm afraid the money to pay. So I sincerely
commit an error. It is also human to present an apology like you did. For our own part, we have no problem accepting your apology. But the fact is that we cannot be apologetic in the discharge of our constitutional duties as lawmakers of the country. Especially on a matter like this one, which is to do with appropriation of public funds. Can't be apologetic. And I appreciate the fact that both of you are members of this institution for life. The Honorable Minister Gas was in the House of Representatives. You have been in the Senate for quite a long time. And we feel you should not only be our ambassadors by word of mouth. You must have to be our ambassadors out there and in here by word of mouth and by action. I want to ask very respectfully, Mr. Minister, that is it in accordance with our procedure to receive documents on budget presentation on the very minute that we are considering the budget and you are defending it? In the letters we have written to all the ministries, we have specified through our class that these documents are supposed to be submitted to us at least 48 hours before now. And they have been presented just now. That's our concern. We can understand ourselves as human beings. But when it comes to the issue of discharging our duties, where people live, their expectations are kept on us.
That's okay. That's okay.
Please, please, Honorable Minister. I think this is because you still have two more budgets.
Let's start. Honorable Minister, please. Go ahead. Let's start. Honorable Chairman of the House of Reps. It's also important for me to, for the records, state very clearly that we have never, at any natural time, done anything to deliberately disrespect the Constitution. Not at all. Very, very far from it. If you recall what I said, it's the institution that we belong to. It's the institution that we belong to. And as well as we are on sabbatical. We are on sabbatical to the executive. And we always trying to be, very good ambassadors of the National Assembly and the executive. We only got to know about, I don't have any formal communication that this session taking place today. I only got to know about it late last night. The later we got before was that it will be on Monday. But my colleague was able to speak to, one of your colleagues, the chairman, presiding chairman here, Senator, Jerry, that both of us will be, on behalf of Nigeria, be in Davos for the World Economic Forum. And that we're likely going to travel over the weekend. And because you were very kind, and because you considered us as one of your own, you decided to now indulge us in sharing Carry on. Order.
Distinguished Chairman, I have 4 headings here under description, the personnel, overhead, capital, and total. And appropriation for 2024 under personnel was 1 billion, sorry. 1 billion 60. Page 13, sorry. Let's move to page 13. All right. 528,852 naira. Budget release is 1,061,128,842 naira. The balance of release on appropriation is 1,400,010 naira, representing 98.87%. And for we have an expenditure to release 100%. This is with reference to the amount of money that has been released, which is 1,064,128,840. When we move to the second item overhead, the appropriated amount was 3,180,645,916 naira only. The budget release was 2,952,130 naira only. The balance of release on the appropriation is 265,053,880 naira, representing 91.67%. And from the total release, the expenditure is 2,810,489,410 naira, 0.75 cover, representing 96.4%. And for capital, we have 5,667,869,019 naira, 0 cover. Then budget release 1,899,078,486 naira, 48 kobo. The balance of release is 3,768,790,582 naira, 52 kobo.
representing 33.51%. From the release of 1,899,486 naira from 48, 100% of the release has been executed, giving us a total under appropriation 9,911,043,821 naira. Total release 5,875,799,458 naira 48 kobo. The balance of release is 4,035,244,372 naira 52 kobo, representing 59.28% of total release. Now for the expenditure of the total release, we have 5,770,696,789 naira 23 kobo, representing 98.21%. That is what is presented on the table. And the analysis of the 2024 budget performance under personnel is below here. With your indulgence, I can go through, or because it looks as if it is a representation of what has been presented on the table. But if I should go through it, I can go through. All right. Thank you very much. So let me go to 2025. For 2025, on my own is page 19. All right. The total budget proposals for the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Oil and Gas 2025, as provided in the envelope, is 4,251,864,093 naira 09 kobo. The summary and breakdown are shown in the table below. Number 1 is personnel. We have 1,656,172,387 naira 09 kobo. Overhead is 1,692,043,444 naira. Total recurrent is 3,348,215 naira, 832 naira 09 kobo. Within this, we have capital 903,648,261 naira, 0 kobo, giving us a total of 4,251,864,093 naira 09 kobo. That is the analysis, and we have the subdivision here: personnel costs which is a reflection of what is represented in the table. So I think I can pause at that very moment and wait for the reaction. Thank you very much.
I represent Ushofe Federal Constituency, and I'm from Lagos State, the Center of Excellence. Honorable Minister, thank you for your presentation. I just have an observation that considering the fact that Mr. President has a vision to ensure that the CNG program gets to the grassroots, I want to find out, in your collaboration with stakeholders, for the conversion of vehicles to dual fuel or to LPG CNG, how much impact do you think you have been able to make in terms of percentage on Nigerians? And of course, how much collaboration and cooperation, how much are you leveraging on the collaboration and cooperation of other members? Knowing fully I personally have a program on CNG in my constituency. I want to know how you are going to, ensure that we collaborate together so that we can ensure that this thing gets to the grassroots.
Okay, please, distinguished colleagues,
I'm looking at the capital proposal. I'm at a loss, I must confess, because all the budget items, to me, do not constitute a capital. More or less, they are what I can call consultancy services, seminars, ministerial retreat, establishment and maintenance of FPR inventory management system, annual compliance audit on joint operating agreements. These are things that cannot constitute capital projects. The real sense of the word. I was thinking that capital project will mean budgetary items that can be seen tangibly when implemented. But these are things you cannot even see. You hold seminar, you hold workshop, they can come under your personal development or whatever, overhead costs. But they don't constitute capital projects. This is my take, Mr. Chairman, and I'm sure many of our colleagues will certainly agree with me.
Can I clarify before we go? If I can clarify before we go.
No. The floor is yours. Allow members to
thank you, distinguished Chairman Gas, Co-Chairman.
This will be going like this.
Distinguished colleagues, honorable members, honorable Minister Gas. My name is Senator Victor Ome, OFR. I represent Anambra Central State. I'm a member of all these committees. My question, Minister Gas, I'd like to throw light on what is happening to the midstream and downstream gas infrastructure funds, which have been fixed
Stop making noise. Yes.
I'd like us to tell us what has happened to those funds and interest that have accrued in fixing those funds in various banks. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chair. Distinguished colleagues, honorable members, invited guests, I'm Senator Natasha Kutubuama, presenting the people of Kogi Central. I'm also the chairperson of the Committee on Local Content. My question is also on the CNG, and having gone through your breakdown of the projects you have proposed for the 2025 budget, I see item 30 here. You have it on paper, the study on comparative advantage of CNG, LPG, NLG, CLNG for sustainable transition. Also item 35, coordination of research and development programs in the oil and gas industry. Item 37, development of research programs on emerging technologies and environmental impact in oil and gas sector. I see you have three items that have to do about research in a number of products. But I'd like to know, do you have, or are you already conducting any research on the safety of the CNG process in Nigeria? Because in recent times, we've seen a lot of explosions, especially in Ekpo. I know about that because a number of vehicles that have been converted to CNG, they have, in the course of transportation, they exploded, and some even consumed lives. You see, the danger in adapting technologies that are in use in other climes without proper research on its adaptability in Nigeria has caused a lot of problems and could be a problem. And here's why I'm saying this. Our terrain, our climate is different. A vehicle that probably isn't built for, that is built, what do you call the PMS? Petrol, a vehicle that is built to run on petroleum, on PMS, suddenly is converted to CNG, whereby the entire hood becomes a storage section for the large tank. And then that vehicle flies on a road that is not smooth, that is quite bumpy. What happens to that tank, to that large tank of gas? It becomes more endangered or susceptible to explosion. And then imagine adding our hot climate. In some states, the weather gets as hot as 40 degrees. So I think that's actually a recipe for disaster. Meanwhile, we admire on the news or on the search engines such CNG products or programs going on successfully in the Western world because one, they do not have, these countries do not attain a climate as high as ours. And the roads are also smoother. So therefore, that compressed CNG tank does not pose a danger. Are you getting what I'm saying? I need to know, are you actually right now conducting the adaptability of the CNG project to Nigeria? Or we just see what happens in China, see what happens in America and think, bam, it can also work in Nigeria. We must be careful in localizing ideas that we see going on in other countries because that could not work well, or even if it could work well, our infrastructure does not presently support it. Or maybe we could also take into consideration the fact that our roads need to be fixed so that we would avoid the bumpiness, on the roads. And then we're also looking into consideration the climate, which pretty much we have no right to control. So I would like to know, do we actually have programs that you conducting research because explosions are actually quite many, and that has endangered life and properties.
Okay. Next question. You have the floor.
Thank you. Minister, please can you go to 2024 not related? And next year 3, line item 21 talks about takeoff grant. It's not related, but just go to our next year 3,
2024 capital budget performance as at 23rd December 2024. When you go to the line item 21, take up grant funding. Are you there? Are we there?
Yes.
Honorable Minister? Are we there, Honorable Minister? Go on. Okay, sir. The take-off grant. I see. Siri, please can you pass your copy to the Honorable Minister? Okay. Honorable Minister, under the project type amount, the amount spent performance percentage, you said amount. Does that mean amount released or amount is a grant? Well, it's 1.5 billion. The amount spent is 445 million. That is 29% of the 1.5 billion. Honorable Minister, this is supposed to be a take-off grant, and that money was already released. Can you please explain to the House why we have this low percentage of performance? Thank you very much. I yield back.
Please, 1 minute. 1 minute. I present on scope of federal presidency. I'm glad to state the whole piece of information. Chairman, if you look at page 14, where the minister has made presentation on 2024 budget performance, my area of interest is internally generated revenue, where we had a total of 1.2 million. And when they refer me that details is in Annex 4, I went to Annex 4. I was expecting to see the receipt from the Accountant General Office for the remittance of revenues to CFR. Throughout the document, I have not seen that. I don't know whether Nemo Judah in Kasaswa has appeared in the ministry where you can be a judge in your own case by generating revenue and spending it all. So that is 1.2 billion. Yes, I think. 1,270,000. Thank you. Thank you. Next. Okay, I'll come with you. But carry on.
Our chairman, Police, I am the director of the November and a member representing Yamatu West, Yamatu West constituency, and unrepentant advocate of actualization of money point exploration from Northeast to the political zone. I am from the state, the chairman. Mr. Chairman, fellow colleagues, I am worried seeing these documents because the main platform at which this ministry is working, the backbone is PIA. It's PIA. PIA is at managing the control activities and overall activities of this ministry in the entire oil industry. And in the PIA Act, among the responsibilities of this ministry is oversighting overs from MDAs, including NNPCL. And in this budget, I haven't seen anything reflected. The only place I've seen NNPCL is in the brief institutional structure and starting and whatever. In the last paragraph there, there's even make reference, they don't call it NFPC. They say providing relevant education and training for the sector and government-owned entities like NNPCL. So the NNPCL is relegated to be like, because I think NNPCL is one of the major components that Nigerian government is spending on because of the revenue generated in Nigeria. Significant amount of the revenue we're using to govern Nigeria comes from foreign aid. One. Second, honorable ministers, can you remember in 22nd November 2022, there was a huge commitment by Nigerian government under President Muhammad Buhari. By the grace of God, the leader of the same party that Buhari was using as a platform to become president, the leader of that was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They made a commitment on the oil exploration that was commissioned on 22nd November 2022 in Gomebauchi Agri. And up till now, as I'm talking to you, all these promises do not reflect. Because if it reflects, it must go under the PIA as an act that man the ministry under petroleum and whatever. And in this document, in 2023, I haven't seen any attempt that is significant enough to say that there is a commitment. In 2024 too, there wasn't something like that. The only thing I see is increase of crude oil production to 3 million barrels. And I don't see in this budget where money as a commitment from investors, from NNPCL, federal government, or even the ministry. Honorable Minister, can you please make clarification to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu under this joint committees? Because he made a commitment to Nigeria on the 22nd November that he will be sure that if he becomes president of Nigeria, the charging of the Chad Basin is going to be part of his priority. Colmani oil exploration, he promised, and there's nothing like that. Please, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, my distinguished colleagues.
Advocate of actualization of Colmani oil exploration from northeast to political zone. I am from the state, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, fellow colleagues, I am worried seeing these documents because the main platform at which this ministry is working, the backbone is PIA. It's PIA. PIA is at managing the control activities and overall activities of this ministry in the entire oil industry. And in the PIA Act, among the responsibilities of this ministry is oversighting over some MTAs, including NNPCL. And in this budget, I haven't seen anything reflected. Only place I've seen NNPCL is in the brief institutional structure and starting and whatever. In the last paragraph there, there's even make reference. They don't call NNPC. They say providing relevant education and training for the sector and government-owned entities like NNPCL. So the NNPCL is relegated to be like, because I think NNPCL is one of the major components that Nigerian government is spending on because of the revenue generated in Nigeria. Significant amount of the revenue we're using to govern Nigeria comes from foreign aid. One. Second, Honorable Ministers, can you remember in 22nd November 2022, there was a huge commitment by Nigerian government under President Muhammad Buhari, by the grace of God, the leader of the same party that Buhari was using as a platform to become president. The leader of that was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They made a commitment on the oil exploration that was commissioned on 22nd November 2022 in Gomebauchi Avenue. And up till now, as I'm talking to you, all these promises do not reflect. Because if it reflects, it must go under the PIA as an act that man the ministry under petroleum as whatever. And in this document, in 2023, I haven't seen any attempt that is significant enough to say that there is a commitment. In 2024 too, there wasn't something like that. The only thing I see is increase of crude oil production to 3 million barrels. And I don't see in this budget where money as a commitment from investors, from NNPCL, federal government, or even the ministry. Honorable Minister, can you please make clarification to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu under this joint committees? Because he made a commitment to Nigerians on the 22nd November that he will be sure that if he becomes president of Nigeria, the charging of the Chad Basin is going to be part of his priority. Concerning oil exploration, he promised, and there's nothing like that. Please,
thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My